Before the video starts, I just want to tell you guys to please subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. I post 2 videos a week on all things NBA basketball, so if that's something you're interested in, I would appreciate the support. Also, please be sure to leave a like on the video. That helps a lot with helping this channel grow. Anyways, back to the video. After a 4.5 month hiatus, the NBA returned in a bubble environment in Orlando, Florida. And first off, there haven't been any cases since the restart, so that alone is very good news. And hopefully it stays that way as we get to the playoffs. But yeah, basketball's back and life has not been as shitty now that it's back. And not only did it return, it has been incredible. Every day since July 30th, we have seen incredible games, incredible moments, and incredible individual performances, which I will have a video on next week, by the way, so be on the lookout for that. But these seeding games have been great, but now it's time for the NBA playoffs, which is always the most exciting time, and based off of what we've seen from the bubble so far, these playoffs will be one to remember. With the playoffs comes predictions, so in this video, I'm going to give you guys my first round predictions for the Eastern Conference. To be honest, I really don't have to think much about these opinions, they're pretty straightforward, but I will still say that this is my opinion, so don't roast me too hard. Also, be on the lookout for my Western Conference first round predictions. I will have that uploaded after the play-in tournament is done, and we know who the 8th seed is. By the way, I think it will be Portland. But anyways, with that being said, let's not waste any more time and jump right into it. Here are my first round playoff predictions for the Eastern Conference. So yeah, this one is a no-brainer. You have a somewhat average Magic team going up against a Bucks team that has the best record in the NBA, and they have, by the way, the reigning MVP. These two teams met 4 times in the regular season, and the Bucks won all 4 games by an average of 17 points. There's absolutely no reason to believe the Magic have any chance in this series. So yeah, this is a very quick prediction, and I think I'll be right. So yeah, I have the Bucks taking the series, and in my view, it will be a sweep. There's nothing really else to say, it's just that simple. This is just another example of a series that won't be interesting at all. The Nets are empty-handed, with Caris LeVert being their best player. That's no insult, by the way, LeVert is a solid player. But yeah, this team is going up against the defending champion Toronto Raptors, who have shown in these seeding games and the season overall that even without Kawhi Leonard, they are still one of the favorites to make it out of the East, and that they are well equipped to go back-to-back. If Dinwiddie and DeAndre Jordan were there for the Nets, it would be an interesting series, and if Kyrie and Kevin Durant were there, it would be even more interesting. But the reality is that this is going to be a pretty dull, boring series, and the Raptors are going to win it pretty easily. So yeah, I have the Raptors winning this in 5 games. This could be a somewhat exciting first round matchup, because these are 2 teams that were expected to be the best in the East. After the crushing Game 7 loss against Toronto last year, I had hoped that the Sixers would come back with a vengeance, but that hasn't happened. The Sixers haven't really had a great game since the restart, and it just shows how much of a disappointment they've been this season. On top of all of that, Ben Simmons came down with a knee injury and he's done for this season. Joel Embiid was also dealing with an ankle injury, and then he also had to get an x-ray on his wrist that came back negative. So his injuries aren't that severe, but I mean, the fact that he's getting hurt isn't a good sign. But now without Simmons, the offense of the Sixers is going to be lacking significantly, since they will likely have to rely on Embiid more than usual. Yes, he's done very well in the restart, but in a playoff series, him being the main scoring option is going to get tiring. The Celtics, on the other hand, have an incredibly deep team, and they just have more scoring options. Tatum has done extremely well in the bubble, and so has Jaylen Brown. If Kemba Walker can stay healthy, he will also play a big role in the team's playoff success. I would have loved to see everyone healthy because it would have made for a more interesting series, but I do think that it could still be fun to watch. But the way I see it right now, I just don't see the Sixers moving on without Simmons. So with that being said, I have the Celtics winning this series in 6 games. Also, shout out to Matisse Thybulle for putting out some incredible bubble vlogs. They are so entertaining and they're so high quality, and I've just loved the series a lot. I do hope that he continues to create content in one way or another, even if it's not the bubble vlogs, because he's really good at it. So a lot has changed since the original scuffle between Jimmy Butler and TJ Warren. They talked some smack, calendar dates were circled, then the season got shut down. Then the NBA returned and TJ Warren decided to become bubble Michael Jordan and put up ridiculous numbers every game. The Heat and the Pacers matched up again on Monday for what was supposed to be an exciting reunion with Butler and Warren. But the Heat smacked the Pacers by 22 and Warren didn't even score in the second half. It is funny though that they're going to play their last regular season game on Friday against each other, and then right after that they're going to get into a playoff series against each other. So based on what has happened so far, my read on this series is that this is not going to be as exciting of a playoff series that we had hoped to be. For the Pacers to win this series, they will need Victor Oladipo to really step up and play like the all-star that he was. He originally wasn't even going to play in the bubble, but now that he's here, he's going to obviously play a major role in this series. Another guy that doesn't necessarily need to step up, but he just needs to play at a high level every game, is Miles Turner. He is someone who is going to need to be the big guy, especially with Domantas Sabonis being out indefinitely. I do think the matchup with him and Bam Adebayo will be interesting to watch, and Turner will need to find a way to stop him if the Pacers want to win any games. Also, TJ Warren's injury luckily isn't too severe, but it's still a pretty significant blow. And if they're without him, the Pacers are in big trouble. I just don't see the Pacers really challenging the Heat in any significant way. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson have been solid in these seeding games, and now with Jimmy Butler back from injury, I don't see any reason they wouldn't win this series. It does suck that this series won't be as entertaining like we all wanted it to be, but the Heat are my favorite bubble team, so I'm still looking forward to seeing them play. With that being said, I do have the Miami Heat winning this series, and I do think that they'll do it in 5 games. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like, and also comment down below what you think of my playoff predictions. I would love to hear your thoughts. I also just want to take the time to apologize for not uploading for almost 2 months. 2020 has been a crazy year for all of us, and life has just been insane, and I haven't been able to make the time to make any videos these past couple months. I've also had a hard time figuring out the content I want to upload, and it was hard to figure out what to do since there was no basketball on. But now that we're getting into the playoffs, I have this newfound motivation to upload some solid and consistent content, so hopefully that can happen. I'm also excited to start posting on a gaming channel, especially since 2K21 is coming out in a couple weeks and the next gen consoles are coming out soon. And I think it'll be a lot of fun, so if I do that, then be on the lookout. Also, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.